Elmer Bernstein's theme from The Magnificent Seven, The Journey and Calvera's Return, and Jerome Moras's theme from The Big Country. Big, wonderful, rousing, swelling, sweeping, triumphalist music from another era. It was music that simply wasn't made anymore. The pieces were about tough but fair men under big skies on horseback, their women waiting for them at home, and bad guys, usually Mexicans, to be vanquished. In fact, they'd vanquished some Mexicans of their own off the ranch in the last 2 months. The result of a surreptitious phone call to Immigration and Customs Enforcement placed by his wife. Although the Mexican ranch hands worked hard and were great stockmen, she could document how many times they'd refused to show her respect. She blamed their ingrained macho culture. So the immigration folks rounded them up and shipped them away. Their jobs had recently been filled by Ecuadorians like Jose Maria, who weren't as accomplished with cattle, but were more deferential to his wife. He threaded his horse up through gnarled, bell-shaped stands of juniper. The trees were heavy with clusters of green buds, and the scent within the stand was sweet and heavy, and it reminded him of a gin martini. His horse spooked rabbits that shot out from bunches of tall grass like squeezed grapefruit seeds, and he pushed a small herd of mule deer out ahead of him. It had warmed to the mid-70s, and as the temperature rose, so did the insect hum from the ankle-high grass. He hummed too, along with the theme from The Big Country. He tried to remember the movie itself, Gregory Peck or William Holden, but that was beyond his recollection. He made a note to himself to ask Jose Maria to order it from Netflix. He paused the iPod and stuffed the earbuds and cord into his breast pocket as he urged his horse up the gentle slope. The thrumming of insects gave way to the watery sound of wind in the tops of the trees. The transition from an earth sound to the sounds of the sky thrilled him every time, but not nearly as much as what he knew he'd see when he crested the hill. Clamping his Stetson tight on his head with his free right hand as he cleared the timber, the old man urged his horse to step lively to the top. Now the only sound was the full-throated Class 5 wind, but there was something folded inside it, almost on another auditory level, that was high-pitched, rhythmic, and purposeful. He had once heard Jose Maria describe the sound as similar to a mallard drake in flight along the surface of a river, a furious beating of wings punctuated by a high-pitched but breathy squeak, squeak, squeak that meant the bird was getting closer. From the crown of the hill, he looked down at the sagebrush prairie that stretched out as far as his eyes could see until it bumped up against the Bighorn Mountains of Wyoming, and it was all his. From the gray and gold of the prairie floor, across 5,000 acres on a high ridge, sprung 100 wind turbines in various stages of construction, where just a year ago there had been nothing but wind-sculpted rock poking out of the surface like dry land coral. A fresh network of straight-line dirt roads connected them all. The finished turbines, and there were only 10 of them operational, climbed 250 feet into the sky. He loved the fact that each tower was 100 feet higher than the Statue of Liberty. And they were lined up tall and white and perfect in a straight line along the hump-backed spine of a ridge in the basin. All 10 working turbines had blades attached. The blades spun, slicing through the Wyoming sky, making that unique whistling sound that was the sound of money. And he thought, 90 more to go. Behind the row of turbines was another row of towers only, and another, then 7 more rows of 10 each in different stages of construction. The rows were miles apart from each other, but he was far enough away on the top of the hill to see the whole of it, from the gaping drill holes at the rear where the hundreds of tons of concrete would be poured into the ground, to the bolted foundations of the towers, and finally